to my channel. I figured since my YouTube name is GenYC and I live in New York and I, share some of my tales about the city, that it was time to make another New York video. I haven't done this in a while, but I've noticed that my videos about New York do so much better than anything else on my channel. So I'm assuming that those of you who are here are interested in content about the city. And I wanted to talk a little bit about something that came up the other night when I was on the phone with a friend. So I was on the phone with this friend who doesn't live here. She's back from the Midwest, and she brought up the fact that she was considering moving here. And I asked her, well, when do you want to move? And she said, well, within the next month or two. I was stunned because why would anyone want to move here right now? So when she told me she wants to move here, I kind of listed off the reasons why maybe that's not the best idea for right now. And she hadn't even thought of these things, which, I can't blame her for that. She doesn't live here. She doesn't know what's going on right now. But I figured, since this seemed to be important information that's not widely known unless you live here, that I would go ahead and share my opinion on why you definitely should not move to New York right now. So, for those of you who it's been your dream for a while to move here, and you've always pictured yourself living in New York City, and you just have these dreams of being here, living the New York lifestyle. I get it. That was me too. I've been there, I've done that, and I feel like right now might seem like a very appealing time to move here because rent prices are so low, and you probably know that, but don't. New York City was obviously hit very hard by the pandemic. We were the hot spot of the country at the start of it. And that caused a lot of people to move away. Either they moved home temporarily to finish out their lease, or they just completely up and left altogether. And in turn, rent prices plummeted here. They dropped so low. I mentioned that in my renting an apartment while on unemployment, rent prices are ridiculous right now. You can get 3 bedrooms for the price of what would typically be a 1-bedroom here. So it's, from the outside, it looks like the perfect time to move here. And if you're just concerned about prices, then yes, if you don't care about the city and what New York is, sure, if it's just another home for you, sure. But if you are moving here to get that spark that New York offers, typically, you know what I'm talking about if you've been here. Now is not the time. So I have 3 reasons I've come up with to dissuade you from moving here at this particular moment. So number 1, yes, rent prices are better, but New York is not New York right now. So like I just said, that spark, that energy that is so characteristic of New York City just is not here right now. And I feel like that's for a couple of reasons. 1, so many people moved away during the pandemic. So there just isn't, there are still so many people here, but it's not like New York population, Things are less crowded. The ones who did stay were the ones who were kind of forced to stay, so they're probably not that happy about it. I don't know, that's a very big blanket statement to make. But it's just, that vibe is not here. Things are open, but not really. I'd say probably like half of the stores you love and previously could go in, shop around, are either closed or they're very, very, very limited capacity. So it's just such a different experience than the one you probably would have had if you just had come and vacationed here previously, and that's what you're basing your decision to move off of. So just speaking from personal experience, I moved here for that spark that is so just a trait of New York City. The city is always bustling and high vibe, and everyone is so inspired here, and there's just this electricity, and that's just not here right now. If anything, I would describe the vibe of the city as kind of, it feels like a city that's in mourning. It's not a happy place right now, which is really sad, because I still love this city so much, and you can still love this city, but it's just not, it's not what it was, a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever. And that's not to say it's never going to get back to that, but right now, I feel like it's not worth it to uproot and spend all this money to overhaul your life and come here. Like, you're not gonna get what you're expecting to get. You might get some good rent prices, but I don't know, for the same price, I guess the best way to explain it is New York City is just like any other city right now. It's not New York. There's nothing special about it right now. So reason number 2, I guess for me, when I was considering moving here and going through that process, a big part of my reasoning for wanting to come here was because of the opportunity that exists in this city. Typically, there's so much opportunity, just a plethora of jobs and different avenues to take your life. It's where dreams come to thrive, all of that. But right now, that's not the case. There is so little job opportunity here right now, and just the number of people searching for jobs versus the amount of jobs that exist is ridiculous. My roommate has a friend who's a CEO, and she applied for like an assistant job and didn't get it because she was too overqualified. And it's just stories like that left and right. I'm a very well-rounded person in terms of skills. I'm a very hard worker, and I have not been able to get a job since February, and that's me applying like multiple places every day, and it is tough out here right now as far as jobs and opportunity are concerned. And to be quite honest, most of the jobs that are popping up are becoming remote anyway. So it's not like you would have to be in the city, it's not like you would be commuting, nothing. So it's something to take into consideration. That combined with the fact that, things just aren't open, they're not what they are typically. Neither is the job market, neither are the job opportunities. So be very careful. Now is a time where I would very, very, very strongly suggest lining a job up first. If you are dead set on moving here, line something up first. If it is remote, great, and you still want to come here, okay, that's fine. But don't come here expecting to find a job, because there are jobs, but there are too many people needing these jobs that your chances of snagging one are quite low. And this goes for like every field too. There is just so much competition. So definitely keep this in mind if you are considering moving here right now. Like, that's a very dangerous and risky game to play. Not that it isn't usually, but especially right now, just be careful. Okay, point number 3, and listen very carefully to this. There will be a second wave of this pandemic if things continue as they are continuing. If idiots still are going out without masks, not taking into consideration others around them, if people are not taking this pandemic seriously, there is going to be a second wave. That is probably going to hit around fall, winter time, so just a couple months. And speaking from experience, you do not want to be in this city in the middle of a pandemic, okay? Let me say it again. You don't want to be here in the middle of a pandemic. New York is a very densely populated city. Very densely. I think between 8 and 9 million people live within what is considered New York City, the 5 boroughs. It was terrifying living here through the first wave of Corona. When I tell you this city felt like something out of a Stephen King dystopian universe, I'm not exaggerating. It was horrifying here, and I understand it was horrifying across the globe and across other parts of the nation as well. But when you are living in a city that is so densely populated, first of all, your chances for infection go up so much. Now, New Yorkers are pretty good at wearing masks. 1, because it's government mandated. 2, New Yorkers are fairly smart people, so they're gonna wear their masks. But even still, the chances of you contracting this virus go up so highly just based on the population around you. That's just how math works. That's just how science works. So again, if, and more likely when, this second wave strikes, you do not want to be here. You're going to have to stay indoors for months, probably. I don't know. And even going to the grocery stores here was so scary. You know, just your basic needs. Everyone, you can just see the terror in people's eyes because no one knows what this virus is about. You could die from it. I could die from it. I could contract it and give it to someone else who could die from it. Like, it's a serious thing. So please, if you are not taking this seriously, start taking it seriously. And with that, don't move to New York during a pandemic. So those are the main reasons I had come up with to try to convince you to not move here right now. It's not that I don't want you as neighbors. It's that this city needs to recover, and just don't go through the hassle of coming here, spending your money to get here, and then probably just ending up sitting in your apartment for months on end, possibly without a job. Just don't do it right now. I understand the dream and the desire to come to New York City. Again, that was me too. That's why I'm here. I was just lucky enough that I did it way before all of this started. And I'm confident that someday this city will get back to normal. A new normal. But until then, try to just hunker down, keep planning, keep, thinking of places you would want to move, what you want to do here. You can do all that, but I would hold off on actually going for it until we are in the clear, until there's some sort of vaccine, until things are sort of back to normal. But anyway, guys, that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, or if you enjoy videos about New York City in general, please be sure to give this one a like and subscribe to my channel for more. With that, I will see you in the next one. Stay safe.